Sounds good.
We are live. We are live on a semi-lovely day. I don't know. I didn't even go out today, so I don't know. Was it pretty today? You were at work.
Yeah, I mean, the weather was nice. I got no complaints, other than the fact that I was at work.
Yeah, so for those who aren't familiar with us, I am Chris from Nuke the Fridge. I handle all the gaming and entertainment stuff. I do a little bit of everything, and I wanted to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I also want to do a wrestling one with you and another one of my writers. I think that'll be great. We'll talk about that later, but introduce yourself and why you like collecting.
My name is Jeb Whitlock. I have never not loved toys. I have been an action figure and toy collector since literally as long as I can remember. It sparks my joy. I have thousands and thousands of toys. Spending.
I've been to your place. I've seen probably a portion of them.
You've probably seen like a fifth of it, maybe. That sounds about right.
Probably. Like there's what's behind you, and then what's in your closet,
and then the storage locker, and then other places.
Whatever's in your room, right?
Yeah,
I have. Or do you have the room? I forgot if you had anything in the room or not.
Yeah, I mean, I have a dedicated toy room / office, and then I try to keep most of it in one room, just because, I'm aware that to the normal human being, this is a lot, and they can be overwhelming. But yeah, I mean, I that's the cool thing about toys is that they, if you are a fan of something, odds are you can find a toy that brings out that fandom of that something. Any franchise, any interest, whether it's Revolutionary War to Greek mythology to The Simpsons to comic books to fashion dolls to cars. There is something for everybody in the toy world, and I think that's a cool thing.
Well, the thing about you is what I pretty much guess when you're not working, you're pretty much hunting or playing dodgeball. Like I see you in the groups. In the group, you're like, I just hit up a Walgreens. I'm on my way to Toys R Us. All that. It's just like I'm like, so he's not hunting.
Toy hunting is kind of how I find my zen. I work a lot, and I also have a lot of different projects that I'm constantly working on. I do a little bit of. I hesitate to call it philanthropy, but I can't think of a better word off the top of my head right now. Charity work, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You do some great charity work.
And some other like community, just activism stuff. And so toy hunting is great for when I want to not think about that, because it's literally drive, look, find something or don't, drive, look, find something or don't. It's also great when you just have your own me time. It is the closest thing to meditation that I have.
And because of you've met a lot of people who actually work in the industry. You have some friends kind of high up, I guess.
I do seem to have a weird number of friends that are actually like in the toy industry. Some of them are purely accidental. I played dodgeball with like a guy who wound up being like a lead designer on a lot of lines at Mattel. Some of them are because like I've never been an especially shy person, so if I meet somebody at Comic-Con or I see somebody at Comic-Con, I'm that guy they'll be more than happy to go up and talk to them. And I think it helps that I don't come across as forceful as certain collectors can, which I think makes them a little bit more willing to talk to me. But yeah, no, a lot of it's just weird happenstance. Just fell into like friendships with people who either, I'm good friends with a guy who used to run, or not run, but was one of the high level executives at DC Direct / DC Collectibles. Yeah, it happens. It's weird.
I remember the first year I stayed with you guys for San Diego Comic-Con. you brought some of the Lego guys over. I think that was the first. Might have been the second year. Might have been the first year, second year. I don't remember. But it was just like, hey, come on down. Don't tell you know who, because I have some Lego guys down here, and I'm just like, wait, what? So then we go downstairs.
I am friends with a number of designers at Lego. Again, this is like a happy accident. I played dodgeball with a girl who wound up getting into Lego. She came back. We went to the Magic Castle with a bunch of them. I became fast friends with a guy named Justin Ramsden, who is a lead designer on a lot of Legos. Big ticket items. He did like the Stranger Things sets, and he did. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, but he tends to do a lot of stuff that's up for Toy of the Year. And through him, I met just some of the other designers, and there was just one night where we went to a pub, and then afterwards we're like, you guys just gonna want to go back to my hotel and drink, and we did. And there you go.
Yeah, I was just amazed. I'm just like, I've met a couple people at a couple events, but not like, hey, let's go back to my hotel and let's just drink in the lobby. I thought that was pretty funny.
I guess. I don't know. I never have been.
See, I've been in like marketing, PR for years now, but I've never had something like that. It's just like, I'm not as, I want to say, as good as you. You just have that personality that draws people to you. You're fun. You're great. You're loving. You take care of people.
Flattery will get you everywhere. No, it's
you're fun. That's all that's important.
Well, and I think a lot of it is for a lot of these. How do I phrase this? We, as a cultural community, toy collectors, we can be very demanding. We can be very entitled. I think that we feel we deserve a lot of things. And unfortunately, certainly on the internet, and I have to imagine probably in person too, that we probably have a tendency to be a little bit overbearing to these people who are ultimately just doing a job. I
want this. Why hasn't that been released? The QC wasn't great on that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of toy collectors necessarily understand the logistics or just the actual business aspect of what goes into making a toy line. And a lot of times I think that we expect the world, and the world doesn't always come. And this is something that I have come to accept a number of years ago. And I think the fact that I have that ability to recognize that, I think that, I don't know, maybe it makes me a little bit less, not threatening, but easier to deal with.
I'm sure you can just tackle somebody and take them down pretty quickly, worst case.
But
no comment. Yeah, no worries. So I want to ask you, you've been...
I was going to say, we've both been to conventions. Like, you've seen how a pent-up angry nerd can get. And
oh, yeah. But at the same time, I see you coming out with, like, more than anybody. Like, you're not buying to yourself, but you're buying to help people. You're helping your friend. You're helping your friends in multiple groups. You're helping our group and all that. And you're getting a lot of stuff. It's just like most people would have trouble getting half of that. But it's also because you know it better than a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a thing that I'm of the notion that when part of the toy industry does well, it helps the rest of the toy industry do well. So it is in my head, it is, prudent to make sure that people get the things they want to get. And if I can help facilitate that, then I am happy to. I am fortunate enough that I do not really not that I don't ever sell things on eBay or anything like that, but it's not something that I need to do on a regular basis for the sake of like actual getting by on. So yeah, I mean, if my friends need something, and it helps them get it, it makes them happy, why not?
Yeah. Biggest thing you like to collect? I know a few of them, but what's your like number one? Is it what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
Godzilla.
Actually, surprisingly, no. I do really like the Big G. He doesn't have a lot of stuff that falls within my wheelhouse, collectible wise. I tend to really gravitate towards like the $20 to $30 range, mass market collectibles. Godzilla, the license is held by a company called NECA, and they do have the license to do Godzilla, but just Godzilla. Like it's just different iterations of the same monster over and over again. Which, don't get you wrong, I buy them all. There are is it Monster Arts that has the
Monster Arts, yeah, SH Figuarts own the rights to the bigger stuff for Godzilla, right. So
and
the $90 to $300 range.
Right, they're very pretty figures. They're also very expensive. I do not begrudge anybody that is into imports. They're just they are not quite the bang for the buck for me. And you can get the side characters, the antagonist characters in other lines, but they tend to be much more like nerd hummels with not much in the way of articulation. The kind of thing that you might toss to. I think is it
soft vinyls, right?
Is it Bandai America or is it Playmates that has the license on that right now?
Maybe Bandai, but I'm not 100% sure.
I want to say it's Bandai America, but they're those figures that have maybe swivel cut shoulders and that's it. And they need to look at it, but they're not much fun to play with, and toys should be played with.
Yeah, because I know you do a lot of Mattel WWE. You do tons of Marvel Legends. Marvel
Legends is like the big one for me to this day. I mean, I do a lot of the WWE figures as well. I'm not a completionist on that. I buy every Marvel figure that they release, Hasbro, for the Marvel Legends. I was very much a completionist on a few different lines, most of which have kind of like faded out. I did the DC Universe Classics line, which was a 6-inch mass market DC figure released by Mattel, done by the Four Horsemen. Same thing with Mattel's direct-to-consumer He-Man line, the Masters Universe Classics. Both those lines kind of wound down. The He-Man one jumped production companies to
Super 7.
Super 7. Eventually,
and the DC jumped over to Todd Mcfarlane.
Yes, which are they're figures.
They're figures. Not a big fan?
I haven't really had a chance to sit down and play with them yet. I don't know that I necessarily love the aesthetics of them, but every line is going to have growing pains when they first start. And Todd McFarlane has been in the toy business for a long time. I think that he knows what he's doing for the most part. And I think if they're not perfect now, I think that he can get them to a pretty solid place within the next few years.
Kind of crazy. Like you said, he's been in there for a while. He's done what? I know he did Walking. No. He's done quite a few different.
He said,
yeah, he did. It was under like.
He has Halo or had Halo. I'm not sure if he has Halo right now.
Had Halo, yeah.
He's got Fortnite right now. He's got.
He's doing the Mortal Kombat, so they just released a Spawn for the Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Even though he's re-releasing a newer, it's a newer version of the originals, isn't it? They did the Kickstarter for.
It is the Kickstarter is the re-release of the very first Spawn figure.
Updates, right? I honestly forgot off the top of my head.
It's updated. It still has. I mean, God bless him. There's just certain things that he cannot move away from, but it still has like a very. I don't think there is a ball joint or hinge in the chest, and it also it has a decided lean into it. I don't know. Todd is Todd. Todd will always do what makes Todd happy, and the people who like what makes Todd happy are made very happy by what makes Todd happy. So, I mean, and
they make money,
It blew through its Kickstarter, so he's clearly doing something right.
Oh yeah, that was quite surprised. I knew it was going to do well, but I didn't think it'd do as well as it did.
It is kind of fascinating to see how different toy lines perform on Kickstarter, because in general, you kind of think of toy collectors as frothing, gimme. But like, there's so much product, especially now that crowdfunding is a thing, that I think everybody's wallets are kind of stretched. I mean, especially now. But like some of these toys are not inexpensive for the size of what you're getting. I don't know if I have one nearby, but like that, if you're familiar with the Beasts of the Mesozoic, the guy who does the really high end, realistic. Although I mean, he knows what he's doing. I guess he's a bit of a dinosaur nut, but dinosaurs, and like he did the raptor one, and the raptor one just like blew through its goals, like boom, 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 boom. But then he did the earlier this year, late last year, he did like a ceratopsian, like triceratopses and whatnot, and like they look very cool. They look like wonderful toys, but they're like, I think the starting end for one is in the low 50s or high 40s, and like that's not an insignificant amount of money, especially if you're like buying multiples of them or something like that, or if you would want multiples of them. So like I'm always kind of fascinated, especially by people who collect multiple lines, how they divvy up their toy budget and what gets priority over what, because again, there is so much.
It's hard.
We live in a golden age as far as toy collecting goes. Like, I actually kind of wonder if the whole economic situation right now will kind of draw us out of it, because right now, like, you can find toys for just about everything. And that's not even counting Funko, who deliberately, like, their whole thing is they make toys of anything.
As long as they can get the license done.
Somebody pointed out that I think Funko actually reveals a new franchise or like figures like once every like 3 days or something like that, which is
it
mind-blowing.
Damn.
It is mind-blowing. That is the God. If I had a time machine, man, stock would have been bottom.
Yeah. Remember that first? Was I there the first? Yeah, I was there the first year that Funko ever started selling, and they didn't really sell a lot. They still had a bunch of extras, and now that their Vegeta is worth about $1,000, I think, and it was
Well,
it's like a $10 pop.
I do kind of wonder where or what the trigger was, because I also remember like when they first debuted, there wasn't that much buzz about them. A lot of people just kind of looked at them and was like, oh, these are like a neat little novelty or something like that. And I don't know if it's that would be actually an interesting discussion. I don't know if it was that they just got the right licenses or what. I mean, clearly at this point, the fact that they just keep picking up licenses like crazy is one of the things that helps them, because I mean, their slogan is very correct. Everyone is a fan of something. But
do you feel like this would hurt them because there's just so many pops? It's just almost nonstop. Almost every week there's a new announcement or new pre-order. Right? It's just kind of like.
I mean, everything is a bubble. Everything is a bubble. So like theoretically, at some point, it is going to, if not burst, then it's going to deflate a little bit. It's funny because I mean, I'm sure you've seen as well how many people compare Funkos to Beanie Babies.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I hear a lot.
You have to patiently explain to them that, like, no, don't get me wrong, Beanie Babies were also a bubble and Beanie Babies burst, but like the reason Beanie Babies became a bubble is not because
it wasn't the collectors, it was the resellers.
Right. I mean, Beanie Babies became expensive because people started buying them speculatively. I don't. Don't get me wrong. There is 100% people who buy Funko speculatively. I've done it before, but I don't think that. Well, for the other thing is that Ty, is that who makes Beanie Babies? Ty, yeah. They also started. If I'm not mistaken, they also started deliberately producing things. They did the same thing the comic books did in the 90s, which is they started printing or publishing or creating things specifically for the sake of them being collectible and rare. Funko does do that for their convention items, which is annoying still. I'm 1,500 items is stupidly
nothing. Yeah. But at the same time, now you've got it in like shared exclusives. Yeah, they don't have the same sticker, but you're able to go to Hot Topic and pick up this exclusive there, or this one at GameStop.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think also just the fact that Funko is a primarily license-based product helps it to no end, just because let's be honest, like Beanie Babies are fairly limited in scope, whereas Funko Pops, if you asked me to name a quarter of the licenses that they hold, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know if I could do a tenth. There are, I'm sure, hundreds of them, if not 1,000 at this point. But that's only going to benefit them. At this point, I think that they're currently making so much money that they can easily afford to try a frivolous idea and see if it pans out. I'm sure also that their overhead at this point is. I'm sure they have very good deals with whatever factories they are currently working with.
Yeah. And then what we had a Funko store open in Hollywood. What? It was last year, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was only. I want to say it was. Maybe it was this year. Was it 2020?
Was it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's.
I have yet to go. I have yet to go.
I mean, my sense of time is non-existent right now because of this situation. But I want to say, I mean, it's certainly been within the last year. I want to say it's been within the last 6 months. It's a lot of fun. It's a great, Instagram, pit. There's lots of take photos of all their giant displays. And it's actually nice.
Yeah, I've seen Deb's photos. November 18th is when it opened.
There you go. So that's what month is it? May. So 7 months. There you
6 months. It's about 6 months. Just under 6 months, even though it hasn't been open. I think March, maybe.
Right. I think I want to say that it closed. I think the third or fourth week of March. I think I was there like 2 days before everything closed down.
I was going to go there. I forgot what day it was. There was a screening for an anime right around the corner. So me and Jeff were just going to go walk over there and go. But then it got canceled because of everything. So we're just like, well, not happening now.
Yeah. The cool thing about it being local, I actually hit it up a few times while it was open, is if you missed something online, which is easy to do with Funkos, because if you just don't check your email that day, odds are pretty good that they would still have it. There were a couple things that I didn't even hear about it until like 2 weeks after they'd been out, and then I was like, oh, cool, they still have it in stock. The annoying thing is that they do not will not answer the phone. Like they have no means of talking to a human being there. Like you literally cannot call and ask them, like, hey, do you have this in stock? Like I get that they wouldn't be able to like hold something for you, but they're just like, nope, you got to come down to find out.
You have to imagine they probably get like 1 million phone calls with the same person sometimes for the same thing.
Oh yeah. Well, again, fair. Like I said, toy collectors.
Oh yeah.
We were in everything.
Oh yeah, trust me. It's always funny too because I have friends who work at GameStop. One's in our group, and I remember he would have people order like a dozen of a certain pop, and if it didn't sell, they'd bring it back in like a month. And here's, I want to return these 12.
Oh, I mean, it's the same thing with like chase fishers. The people who are. I feel bad because I just explained this concept to somebody who wants the chase of the 1989 Joker movie, the one with like the painter's cap and the makeup running. He's like, yeah, there are people who like they'll order them from resellers or for sellers who accept returns, hoping to fish out a chase. And he's like, oh, that's a great idea. And I was like, I should not have told you that.
I can't do that. I remember when Lunchbox was doing a Kingdom Hearts 1. I was like, okay, what are my chances of getting a chase? 1 out of 6. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me order 5. If I don't get a chase, whatever. I ended up getting 2 chases.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, I can't complain. I'm not going to go return it.
I have done it. I've done it once. The box lunch had that dragon, Maleficent dragon with the glow in the dark, and randomly Hot Topic came back into a restock of the regular Maleficent with the green flames, the chase of which was like a glow in the dark, but they were clearanced out. So I was like, I'm just gonna order the max, because worst case scenario, I'll give the others away, and I hit the chase. How many chases do you have? Like I will say I didn't realize that I had that many.
I don't have that many chases. I have 7 maybe total.
A fellow collector came over and was looking at my collection. He's like, "Oh my god, you have a lot of stickers," and I was like, "Oh, I guess I do." Do you buy them? Or how many have you found in the wild?
Actual stores, 0. Like I am out there now. I've either gotten lucky where one of my friends at GameStop will be like, "Oh, hey, we got a chase," and we got like 10 figures. One of them's a chase. You pre-ordered it, so you get the chase. I got lucky there. I did the box lunch, and the other ones I bought as like a small markup, but not too much.
I think I have. What do I have? I've pulled 3 probably from online orders. I got the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus through Amazon randomly as a chase. I got Krampus as a chase through Amazon, and I got that Maleficent. And then, do you remember last year there were actually, I guess 2 years ago now, there was Party City set up in a lot of like the old Toys R Us's.
Yeah.
I discovered one day that like because they were stocking pops, and they would just like leave the boxes like before, like on the floor, like waiting to be stocked, and like they say what they are on the side. So I would just be like, well, there's a chase in that one, there's a chase in that one, there's a chase in that one, and I literally just
so you just kind of went through.
I just asked her, I'm like, is it possible to like get those? And she's like, oh, you can open up any box you feel like. And I was just like, okay. And so I just went through, and I think I pulled like 7 chases out or something like that. I remember like some of them weren't amazing. Like it was one of them was like the Yes figure from Wreck-It Ralph 2. But like Darth Vader chases, those are cool. And I'm a sucker for exclusivity shit, like I always have been.
What's your favorite line right now? It doesn't have to be something you always buy, but just what you like, even if you don't know if it's too expensive for you.
Well, right now I would probably say it's Mini-Mates, if only because I have been in the middle of a quarantine opening fiesta of them. I bought about a year and a half ago. There's a guy who announced on there's like a Mini-Mate Facebook page, and he was going to be selling off his collection, and he didn't post any photos, but he was just like, message me if you're interested. And so I messaged this dude, and he has thousands of them. And I already had like hundreds of them myself. And he had moved to Alaska, and he just didn't have the room for them anymore. And it was one of those things where I was just like, you have a lot that I want. You do like a bulk discount on them. And he came back with like a very, very generous, like, I think I probably got like $3,000 or $4,000 worth of them for $1,000. Like, stupid. Like, you're not going to say no to that.
No.
So I just had I have bins and bins and bins of these little bastards. And they're also cool because much like Funko, like they cover a surprising number of licensed properties, like Predator to Aliens to Walking Dead to Beetlejuice to Elf to Marvel to Capcom to Pathfinder.
It's like I just have these everywhere right now.
They literally are. Like, you're not seeing the floor of this room for a reason. Like, I have just bins and bins of them. Ninja Turtles and Pirates of the Caribbean and Battlestar Galactica and Aliens. Yeah.
The thing is, you also don't see a lot of them anymore out there. Like, I don't see a lot of Mini-Mates readily available everywhere.
The death of Toys R Us pretty much screwed them pretty badly. They really only had 3 markets. Toys R Us Toys R Us was the only really big box store that carried them. Target and Walmart, they have it in like a decade. They'll sell in specialty shops, comic book shops. The online major toy retailers like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store carry them, but Toys R Us hurt Diamond in general. Diamond Select pretty badly, from what I understand it. We used to.
I don't know. Diamond seems to be doing pretty well.
Huh?
Diamond seems to be doing pretty well.
Well, yeah.
It was a market. Yeah, it's a share, but
yeah,
they're just putting it everywhere else now.
Yeah, well, they rebounded pretty, and to be fair, like a lot of people have. Like the hole that Toys R Us left, I think, companies adapt. But it used to be that we would see a lot at trade shows of just different franchises or different mini-made assortments, and now there have been a couple stretches where we're just like, is this it? Are we done? You guys are gonna tell us if we're done, right? Mini-Mates has more than I think any other line. Also, Diamond has a long history of showing stuff off that just never sees the light of day. Mattel does that sometimes with their WWE line a lot, but Mini-Mates, it's like a laundry list of really cool. Some of it, like, why would you ever even think about making this? Like, there was a Beverly.
Don't you just love when our buddy just goes, "When's this one coming out for WWE?" Or why doesn't this one have a figure?
Yeah, well, like I said, we're entitled.
Yeah, I know.
But
I love you, Jeff. Don't worry. It's just funny every time when you're like, "Oh, Jeff was just on a pad. I asked a question." I'm like, I gotta watch that video.
Yeah, they pretty much almost always wind up on YouTube. I mean, yeah, you got to give the guy his credit. He knows how to work an audience, for better or for worse.
Oh yeah. Can't wait till they do the AEW, and he's probably gonna be like, "Cody, remember me with the ring, the ugly ass ring?"
Oh yeah, I actually wonder. AEW probably would have had a panel this year, wouldn't they?
Probably, since they announced their figures back at New York Toy Fair.
Oh, Comic-Con. Sadness.
It'll be digital, so we'll see. They'll probably do some. All the toy lines will probably do something.
I'm sure they probably will, but like, don't get me wrong, it's the right thing to do, but it's still sad. Like, Comic-Con.
It sucks. I know. It's like we get together, we have some fun. You get to see a lot of people. We shop. We have fun. It's a great week. So I am gonna miss it. Hopefully, it is back next year. rumors are if California doesn't reopen, like allow for like crowds, it might move to New York for. I mean, not New York, Vegas for a year. So you just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we're still, I think, I don't think anyone knows for sure, like, everything that's going on.
Yeah. Hopefully things will get good soon, because I do want to see you in person and give you a hug. It's been a while.
It has. I miss hugs. I miss toy collecting. I miss toy hunting. It's not the same.
Well, you're doing your hunting. It's all online right now on Amazon.
Yeah,
Hey, look, this is up.
It's not the same when it's just a box showing up at your door.
I know. I just wish we could have done like a WrestleMania again, like last time. Yeah. Where we all just get together. So hopefully something like that will be able to do again soon. Maybe SummerSlam if we get lucky.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm assuming by the middle of end of summer things will have opened up at least a little bit. So that would definitely be nice.
If we can get to phase 3, I'm happy. It's like Marvel phase 4.
We'll get there. It's just the waiting.
Yeah, I know. I miss so many of you guys right now. It's just like it's great seeing you. We chat on Messenger, but first time we've actually talked in a while.
Yeah, I've realized that. There have been a few times where I've just been like, oh, I've not verbally talked to this person in like 60 days or 90 days or the time. I'm assuming this is true for everybody in quarantine, but it goes by very quickly.
It's weird. It feels like sometimes it feels like it's very quickly, and other times just very slow. It just really depends on your day. It's like if you're just mentally stressed out and anxious, it'll take for like forever. But other than that, it's just like when you're just stuck at home, it's just like, eh.
Yeah, I think
the one thing I did pitch to Jeff, because he's also going kind of crazy, is maybe going hiking, social distance hiking.
Yeah, no, I think that's good for a lot of people. I think hikes in general are, so long as you're staying away from people, I think it's only beneficial.
Yeah. But anyway, I do thank you for giving me the time. I want to do this more often. Sure. I want to bring in more people from the groups. So maybe a weekly thing. We're gonna set this up a little better next time. I just kind of threw this at you on Friday, and I was just like, hey, let's do it. Yeah. Some people said they were gonna join, but they didn't. But yeah, let's do this more often because it's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I'm definitely down.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Maybe end broadcast. Catch you guys later. Again, I'm Chris from Nuke the Fridge. This is Jeb, my guest. Hopefully, he'll be back for more.